Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Pop Pop.
I'm Matt.
I'm Kelly.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
I'm Kelly.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow, this channel without your help. Oh boy, here's Matthew's coffee cup. How long do you think this has been sitting here this morning? Hey, I didn't sip your coffee, don't ask.
Don't be drinking my coffee. I need that.
I didn't touch it. I don't know how long it was sitting there. The germination greenhouse looks absolutely fantastic this morning. I mean, look at some of these onions here. Oh, that smells good. We've had a lot of trays up in this greenhouse working on germinating for quite some time now. Something I do want to show you. When we seed our peppers, we've gone a little heavy on the seed the past few times, and some people have wondered why. Here are our bell peppers. These just started coming up. These did really, really well. I mean, there's so many in here. We're gonna have some extra trays after we take out the doubles. But now let me bring it down to the poblanos. Ah, look at that. Is it old seed? Is it a different issue? Did we have them pushed down too far? Not sure, but you see all these open spots? We're probably gonna have to seed some more poblanos. Yeah, this is why we don't mind having extra seedlings in the tray. That will happen sometimes. It's just something we got to keep a watch on. Look at these cucurbits, whatever they're called. We got some burpless cucumbers here. We also got some regular cucumbers and pickling cucumbers. These are hot items and they sell fast, but it's easy to see why. They look amazing. So I wanted to come up to the germination greenhouse to get the morning kicked off because that's one of my things I do anyway. And I just like showing you what we have going on. Here on the hotbeds, we have some trays that have been sitting here. These chocolate bell peppers, seedlings just sprouting out. There's some right there, right there. These are working on popping out. And then as we move further down, we have our yellow bell. These are out a little bit further. With the warmer temperatures that we've been receiving outside, it kicks up the temperature and it kicks up the germination rates inside the greenhouse as well. But it is gonna cool down a little bit. We've got some colder days coming up here in the near future, so these germination greenhouses, they save our butts. The door didn't want to close. You can see it stinks around here today. We're hauling manure, trying to get that pen all cleaned out. We do want to move our meat chickens over into the old chicken pen, so we've got to haul all the old cattle manure out. Speaking of cattle manure, I wanted to show you the pen over here. Look at this. We've got our calves moved out of the greenhouse and into this section of pen, and they are enjoying it. I know this was the plan all along to have it look like this, but now that we're at this point, it's kind of like this crazy how nice this looks. Now eventually we are going to continue this the entire length. We'll be able to use it for calves, we'll be able to use it for tractors, whatever we need. And we have our openings wide enough for 10-foot gates. So we just have our gates along here and it saves a whole bunch of headaches. Right, buddy? Oh, look at you enjoying some hay, chewing that cud. That's what we like to see. So if we got the calves moved out of the cafeteria, that means it's now been moved back into greenhouse number 5, and I'll bring you over and show you what we got done yesterday. Now, if you were to watch a previous video and recall what this looked like, it looked pretty rough in here. However, spent all day yesterday cleaning. We're able to make it look pretty decent. I mean, I wouldn't eat off the floor, but we're starting to get pretty close. This greenhouse served its purpose throughout winter, holding calves for us. It's a big help in that. I think it really helps to the raising and the health of the animals, being able to have them inside here, especially through that damp winter. Now that it's all cleared out though, we're gonna be able to put our pallets into place and get this thing filled up with plants, and it's a good thing because the greenhouses, they're all getting really full. When it comes to the calves, most of them got moved out to that new section. With some of the smaller ones, I think we had 4 small ones. 2 were already back here. We left them back here, and then we brought 2 more. So these guys are out of the wind, and they're completely out of the weather back here. We felt like that would be a better idea for these smaller ones. Now, being honest with you, I wouldn't eat off these floors, but they do look pretty clean. This is where we're gonna be moving the chickens into. Usually we have this all opened up so that we have a lot of room for the cattle, but we've hauled a few cattle away, so now we have the extra room. We probably won't use all of this for the chickens. We'll just block it off halfway. This whole pen was originally where we would hold the chickens, but it's so useful to us in holding cattle that we kind of moved the chickens out and into this big open section that we had. The big open section where the old layers are, we usually just use that for storage, but we had to find other places to move things. So yeah, farming is a lot of just moving stuff around until you can't see it anymore, and then you're like, oh yeah, we should probably do something about that. I couldn't imagine seeing someone drive into a cinder block wall. That's never been done on the farm.
Not by me.
I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves, I never drove into a cinder block wall. I might have backed into one, but that was the old forklift, and those brakes did not work. So we have these 2 large boards. We're just going to be picking a spot inside the section here and just putting them across, and the reason for that is so that the cattle can't get all the way to where the fence is going to be for the chickens. So we've got some fencing that we're going to put in here, and it'll be easy to keep the chickens, but you got to make sure the cattle can't push against the fence, because if they can push against it, they're going to break it.
Right there. Yep. Screw that fast right there.
Oh, I've got it, boss. There we go. Boards are in place. Now, as you can see, we've got our little fencing here that we're now gonna put along the boards. And this should prevent the cattle from giving us too many problems. They are very curious animals, so anytime something new is going on, they gotta investigate. It's like the cattle, everything is a test. Like, can I break that? Can I move that? Can I eat that? So we're just gonna try and make sure that this is cattle proof. Now everybody's kind of got the idea of what we're doing here. The only thing I will mention is for the next batch of chickens that we're gonna get, we are gonna have to put wire mesh along the top. We might do that today, not sure yet, but the chickens are large enough now where the cats aren't bothering them. But in the beginning when they get here, the cats, oh yeah, they stalk them. They're after them. To try and prevent that problem, we usually fence this up pretty tight. And it's worked last year, and hopefully this year we'll have the same results. We've now got our fencing put into place, and we've got it all tied up. I don't see any areas where cats could get through. Maybe right here, we might have to put something up in this corner. But this is looking pretty good. So all we gotta do is add some straw in here and move our chickens over, and we're good to go. Now, personally, I've had a lot of stuff going on the past few days. It's kept me pretty busy. Yesterday, I was not able to be here at the farm, and the boys got a lot accomplished. You already saw they cleaned out greenhouse number 5. They moved the calves over into our new section that we had built, and they went a step further and they even got some sweet corn planted. Yeah, imagine how bummed out I was when I wasn't able to be there for the first sweet corn planting. But they were able to take the camera with them. Grandpa and Daniel were kind enough to get a little bit of footage for us, so I wanted to share that with you.
So we're planting sweet corn this morning. It's mid-April. Usually we don't plant corn around here till you get to mid-May, but we're planting it under plastic. So as you can see here, here's the plastic laid. We've been working at it here for about an hour. Angie just brought us the camera. But as you can see, there's 2 trenches under there, and the sweet corn's planted in the trenches. The machine lays the plastic and pokes holes in it so it don't get too hot. And that corn will grow under there for a month. We're gonna give you to Daniel, and he's gonna show you a little bit as we go out through the field.
Okay, let's get going. I don't have all day. I'm just joking, I have all day. So there's 2 planter hopper units. Those are plastic. Just gotta make sure it gets going. Been laying plastic all morning, you know, planting that sweet corn, you know, just working. How you doing? Hello.
Didn't that look pretty good? I'll tell you what, those rows are looking pretty nice. I think Dad and Daniel are doing a phenomenal job. Now, something I will mention that Dad always forgets to mention because he works with it so much, that plastic that he's using is made of cornstarch and it's highly biodegradable. I've talked about it in previous videos how degradable it is, but just for example, we can't leave that stuff outside in the sun too long or it starts to break up and we can't even use it for the following year. So every time we store that stuff, we have to put it in some plastic, wrap it up real tight, make sure nothing gets to it because it breaks very easily, but that's what it's supposed to do. That's what we want. What are we working on today, Bonnie?
Lettuce.
Lettuce? Lettuce do what? Plant some more lettuce? What kind do you have? Simpson leaf lettuce over here. And then Grammy, are you working on romaine?
Romaine.
Wow, look at that. Look at all that future lettuce. Look at all these salads that are gonna be coming to our plate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We have all that lettuce there. And then over here, they have some more lettuce. We also have some cilantro, arugula. There's basil, and there are lots of tomatoes here. Lots and lots of tomatoes that are gonna be transplanted. Speaking of tomatoes, look up at the top of the greenhouse. Look at them! Oh yeah. We've already had people showing up and asking for them, so we've had to get a few down. The baskets look beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's amazing that in the next few weeks, this greenhouse is really gonna start emptying out. People are gonna be looking for flowers. We do have a little cold spell that we're dealing with here in the next few days, but it's gonna warm up and things are gonna be flying. And I'll just say it looks really nice on video, but when I go back and I watch the videos when I'm editing, I'll notice that these baskets, they look really good on film, but once you see them in person, it's a whole new ball game. Here's everything that the girls have been transplanting. Matt has been loading it all up on the cart and bringing it down around back because we have no room in the upper greenhouse. You just saw that, so we're getting greenhouse 5 ready to start moving stuff into place. Poblano and then hot cherry. I think there's hot cherry, more hot cherry on this. Hot cherry on that stuff. I got hot cherry right here. Daniel, the people are gonna be wondering, why aren't we using sawdust?
Because we're out of sawdust.
And when you run out of sawdust, you gotta use any bedding you got. And thankfully, we've got a lot of straw. We prefer to sell it, but it also works great for bedding. At this time, I am now heading home. I need to get back and make Lauren something to eat. It is almost lunchtime, so everybody's heading up to the farm market. I have someone at home with Lauren to help her out. She's in a lot of pain from the surgery, so she didn't sleep too well. She's been in pain all night. She's in pain this morning, so I'm gonna go home, make her something to eat, check on her, and just try and help her feel better any way I can. Folding laundry makes her feel good. That's what she told me. When I fold the laundry, she feels so much better. And when I do the dishes, but I like doing the dishes. I've been home for a little bit of time now. I've been with Lauren. We're gonna ask her how she's doing. Been taking care of a lot of babies. We had some help today, which was nice, but Lauren, how are we feeling?
Pretty sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing after another, right? Not fun, but she's doing great. We won't make her stand on camera for too long.
I'm standing up, so that's a plus.
She's little pluses here and there, but we won't bother her too much. This is actually where we're gonna end the video. Just a reminder, we're trying to hit 200K subscribers, so if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Also, liking the video helps us out a ton, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.